It's time for our Portland, Oregon field trip. In this field trip, we're just going to answer a question that we get asked all the time. Oh, why do you hate dogs? Well, first off, when people ask us that question, they don't actually want the answer, and they're actually labeling us haters. Instead of saying, like, what do you know about dog culture that makes you have that attitude? That question, why do you hate dogs? That's not even a question. That's a little narcissist trick where they've already labeled us what they want to label us. But let's ask them the question back. Why do you hate kids? What's your problem with kids? So in Portland, Oregon, this is one of the recent dog attacks. This young child and the mom were injured. The child died. And what's up with this? What kind of dog was it? Oh, it's a Great Dane Mastiff mix. Okay. Well, if you live in Oregon and you just want to figure out if Great Danes are good dogs, here's what you would do. You would go on the internet like I did right now. And it's just all these perfect little pictures of them. You know, like what's up with this, you guys? What's up with this? They're constantly interacting with the dog's butt. Pretty nasty. Like, what is this fetish? What is this fetish with these dogs? But I'm just your average grandma from Oregon. I want to know if my kid should be around these puppers. I did an internet search and all these weird sexualized pictures of dogs, and I don't see anything bad, you know. And I don't know how to search the internet that well because I'm just looking at all this stuff. Oh, so look, here's a picture. Oh, look over here. Oh, it's just all this pretty little stuff. Dogs with adults and kids. I mean, and all these pictures are just like, oh, look, oh, there he is, a little pupper guy. He pupped his puppings and pupped a pup. So, yeah, I don't know. Well, let me search some more. I gotta do another search, another keyword search. I asked the internet, are these good family dogs? Well, they got pictures of them all over the place. Weird sexualized pictures too. More and more people are doing like sexualized pictures with the dog, like this whole loving cuddling up with them like that. And like, just look at this all up in their face, kissing them, putting a little kid next to them. So yeah, according to the internet, I mean, this what the hell, man? This weird sexualization in these pictures. Here we have a little kid. Oh, little kid's up on top of him. That's not a child endangerment at all, is it? Huh. Well, let's just look around. Maybe there will be an article on here that's like a, don't put your kids next to these dogs. If they attack, you'll never be able to. No. Look at this picture of this little kid. If that dog decides to freaking run, that little kid right there, he's going to get drugged so bad. These pictures, putting kids next to these dogs, it's child endangerment. There's no doubt about it. This is child endangerment. You're promoting these kids, or I'm sorry, you're promoting these dogs as this perfect little buddy for a kid. And, you know, if this dog right here in this picture goes for accidental run, this kid is going to smash his face. These pictures that people put up, this is pure propaganda. They probably spent 10 minutes getting that dog to hold still. They probably propped that baby up, and they probably had an adult in the background like, okay, snap the picture. Hurry, snap the picture before he falls. And they probably had to run in. But people see these pictures, and it tells this message, you know? Look, what is it with putting women next to dogs in these sexual-like positions? It's ridiculous. It's all over the place. Oh, yeah, this little kid holding that dog. This little kid right here with the dog. This kid's riding the dog. This little kid would get smashed so hard if that dog tried to run. If this dog flipped out over a squirrel or a bird, this kid would fall so hard. So yeah, this is just child endangerment, but this is what all those people would have saw. You know, the grandmother dropped the boy off. You know, he's getting ready for school. So all these adults, they're just like clueless because they're seeing all this propaganda everywhere. So in Oregon, you can go get a dog that has come from another state. So this interesting thing about Oregon. So this little mission here, they go to 49 states to get more dogs to bring back to Oregon. So this guy has a large parcel of property to turn his vision into a reality. This guy's just a reseller of problem dogs from other states. So you're bringing all these dogs across the border, just like other states are doing. And who's paying the price for this? The taxpayers of Oregon are paying for all the bullshit that happens here. So let's go back to our story for a minute. And speaking of taxpayers, all of these resources, these animal control, police officer, SWAT team, bulletproof vest, everything that goes into deploying all these things that have to respond to this dog attack, that's paid for by the taxpayers. That's a city budget that's not going to get to go into infrastructure or bicycle parks for little kids. No, they're going to sit here and pour all this freaking tax money into responding to a dog. And what if they would have gave some of that kind of a community effort into that kid's life? Say 2 weeks ago, we had some people come to that house and look at those dogs and say, look, those are very dangerous dogs. Do not put your kid by it. We need to give you a class on how dangerous those dogs are. How come we're not proactive about that? How come we sit here and push all this dog propaganda? And then when a dog kills a little kid, then we deploy hundreds and thousands of dollars of resources because of a stupid dog. And then the resources that have to go into killing the dog and then burning the dog or burying the dog, creating more greenhouse gases and nasty pollution from burning dog bodies. That's what the Oregon taxpayers are paying for. Let's go to here's the street view of where this dog attack happened. So it said it was somewhere right here, so it's either in these apartments or in these houses. So just imagine a couple weeks before this dog attack, if you would have been, say, living over here and you heard those Great Danes, say they lived over here, you heard them barking all day, and you saw dog shit, big giant dog turds all over here, and maybe you were upset because you like to play frisbee out there with your son or daughter. And so you walked over here to this house and you said, hey, those Great Danes don't belong in this little house, in this little apartment. That's a danger to kids, and I'm tired of hearing your dog bark all day, and I'm tired of all this dog shit over here. Nothing would have happened. The police wouldn't have done anything. The police wouldn't have came over and talked to that dog owner. The police wouldn't have helped you. The police wouldn't have told that dog owner he's going to get fined if he doesn't pick up all these dog turds. Nothing would have happened. The police would have been like, oh, well, we can do a noise complaint, but blah, blah, blah. And you know what else? You would have got called a dog hater. If you walked over here and talked to somebody that had a problem dog that might attack a kid, and you went over there and said, hey, this isn't right. You got to think about what you're doing owning all these dogs in this little tiny neighborhood. How many of these houses are just packed full of dogs? If you would have done that, you would have been called, oh, a dog hater. People would have got a video of you like walking back to your apartment. They would have followed you and got a video of you. I found a freaking dog hater. I'm putting you on Facebook. You're a dog hater. If you would have tried to do anything like that, society would have crushed you. The police wouldn't have helped you. But yet the price that gets paid for it in the end is that kid losing his life, the mother losing her son, and all the potential that kid could have brought to the community if we would have supported him with the kind of effort that we give into dogs. We give all this effort to dogs, all this freaking effort. All of this emergency services, the police tape, all that's paid for by taxpayer money. And what if you just took half of these expenditures and gave it to that little kid? Gave him a publication that told him how dangerous dogs can be and gave him a bike and a bike helmet or something like that. Think of how much better his life would be. Think of how much more efficient we could be at using our community resources instead of just reacting to things after kids get killed. It just boggles the mind, the resources that we put into these dog bites. So let's look at something else in Oregon that relates to what I was just saying. Okay, so video captures Coast Guard rescue. So this dog, the Coast Guard dramatic rescue of a dog that fell from an Oregon cliff. So they have all this night vision and this helicopter, and they went and flew out into the Oregon Ocean. Let's see if I can show you. Yeah, here we go. So they fly out into the Oregon Ocean to save this dog. All this effort for this dog. Dogs are so smart, they know us. So that dog was so smart that he put his owner through all the trauma of jumping off the cliff. And then look at all the money that Oregon spends to go rescue this dog. Let nature take its course. The dog made a stupid decision to go jump off a cliff, probably chasing a squirrel or harassing a little ocean bird. These dogs are not smart, people. They're reactive. Whatever this dog did to fly off that cliff, he saw something and he's like, oh, I gotta jump. Look at all this effort, the blanket. Oh my God. Look at these people in the background all, oh, Oh my God, we saved him. Da, 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 da. So yeah, expense. Oregon is putting into dogs, bringing in dogs from other states, and what good does this do us? Like, I don't understand. Oregon is dealing with this crazy respiratory illness with dogs, and Oregon is telling people, don't take your dogs to daycare, don't go to dog parks, don't go here, don't go there. But in the meantime, Oregon is allowing people to bring all kinds of dogs in from other states and selling them to these goofy Oregon people that don't realize just how nasty it is. This acute pneumonia that becomes severe, all kinds of problems. And they're bringing dogs from other states all across our border. And meanwhile, all these dogs are sick. And we're going to sit here and blame Oregon dog owners. Don't do this, don't do that. Go buy some more meds for your dog. Meanwhile, in the background, they're bringing all these nasty dogs into the state so they can fleece Oregonians of more money. Dogs from other states, it's other people's problems. Okay, so this dog right here, Matilda, from this place that brings dogs in, let's have a quick look at the YouTube video. So here she is. So we got a closed caption, turn on, let's play. Okay, so this dog has cerebellar hypoplasia. So something is wrong with this dog. This is a dog from another state with a crazy brain issue, and they're gonna bring it over here, spend all this money on it, all this time. We're gonna give it a home. We're gonna help it. Well, what about that kid that died? What about kids? Don't kids deserve this kind of effort? So let's see what this sickness is. So cerebellar hypoplasia. Underdevelopment of the cerebellum. Symptoms include seizures, developmental delays, difficulty with movement. Oh, so all the things that can make the dog sick and irritated, where it could more easily be triggered by a little kid and bite somebody. It's going to need more drugs, more time, more special treatment every day, specialized food, specialized snacks, specialized giant pile of thousands of dollars of products. Well, what about our Oregon kids that we already have here that need help? Why are we importing problem dogs into our state? Why don't we help the people we have here? Homeless veterans, why don't we help them start a small business? Little kids, why don't we give them a book on the dangers of dogs and help them learn things like how to do their taxes or how to start saving for a home? Instead, we're doing this. Instead, we're pouring over all these dogs, problems from other freaking states. Like, everybody is upset about illegal immigration and all the money it costs, yet we're allowing organizations to fill our state with these problem dogs right during a dog epidemic too. Like, what about when COVID happened? They told us all to stay home, but yet dogs are sick all over the place, and we're bringing them over the border by thousands or more. Just like in my videos about Colorado, same thing. Here's a quick look at a place in Oregon where you can go get one of these dogs that killed that person. And so look at the way they market these dogs. Poetry in motion. This is labels, you guys. This is deceptive labels. In my other video, I talked about Hitler did it, and I talked about how the world of child abusers and pedophilia people also use these false labels because it's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Oh, a grace. What the hell? Grace from heaven. Can you imagine being one of these kids that is attacked by these dogs but lives? And then you look at this and you're like, the adults are telling you, oh, that dog's a grace from heaven. And you're over there like, my little brother was killed by one of those dogs, or my son was killed by one of those dogs. And you want to walk around and call this thing a grace from heaven. Just look at all this meat hanging off its face. That's nasty. What are you guys talking about? And you can see this website is full of propaganda. They put the dog right here next to a little kid. You know, when they take these pictures of these little kids next to dogs, there's probably two adults that sit there and groom that little puppy so he'll relax, get everything perfectly situated, and then it's like, okay, snap the picture. Because these dogs, they don't just sit there like that all perfectly still. This is the crockable. You know, like, for example, this is so gross, but like these pictures right here, these are set up. They pet that dog and get it all chilled out so they can get that perfect little snapshot in time. It's like this picture right here. This is child endangerment, people. That's child endangerment. This little kid is like 1/3 the weight of that dog. If that dog sees another dog it wants to chase, pew, it's gone. That kid's gonna fall flat on his face. So this picture is false advertisement. It's bullshit. It's child endangerment. And again, here we have, what is this fetish with they're always putting the butt of the dog up in their crotch? Like, it's weirdly sexual, and it shouldn't even, that's not how you should present yourself around a dog. You know, like this lady right here. A little kid sees this picture, and a little kid thinks, oh, I can just go up to a dog and cram my face right in the face of a dog. Guess what the number one injury is for little kids that get bit by dogs? Facial and neck injuries. Yeah. So that right there, child endangerment, and that's not what you should be doing, Oregon or anybody else. Let's make one last trip on this little Oregon trip for Lapine, Oregon. So in Lapine, they found 37 neglected dogs, and then they found I'll read down here. They found 20 more dogs on the property. No food, outdoors, inclement weather, whoop-de-doo. Oh, 20 more dogs. So 20 dogs plus how many, guys? What did I say earlier? 20 dogs plus 37. So somehow this person had 57 dogs on their property. And even though these dogs were emaciated and all that, blah, 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 they were getting food and water. They must have been, or they all would have just died. Okay? And that's money that should have went to kids. Why did this person have all these dogs? She probably was going to try to sell them. These little sheepy dog things, Oregonian people, the wannabe hillbilly rednecks, they always love having 4 or 5 of these dogs up inside of their house, barking, pissing, shitting, chasing shit around. I'm a redneck, man. I got me one of them dogs. So yeah, people love to collect these dogs and then sell them. But wow, just think if people would take care of humans the way they take care of dogs, and like, so they're gonna look at what they charge this person with. Oh, sorry about the scrolling. Oh, here we go. Animal abandonment. How about human abandonment? All this effort that we put in our state into these dogs. How about human abandonment? How about we talk to our legislators and our people in charge, and they're abandoning humans by bringing all these dogs into the state? Like, where did all these dogs come from? You know, how do you just have 57 dogs on your property? And if you would have lived over here in Lapine and went and talked to that person, like, hey, something's going on with these dogs, that's not right, again, you would have been called a dog hater. If you would have posted on Facebook, hey, my neighbor has way too many dogs, I'm not liking it, I got to do something about it. 99% of people that responded to you would be like, you're a freaking dog hater, man. Dogs are babies. Dogs are I'm a fur daddy. What are you talking about? So as a society, we incentivize people to collect all these dogs. And it is cruel on dogs. And, that's another thing. You dog lovers out there that don't like what you're hearing, you don't like hearing the truth from me. The truth is, dog culture is the one that puts all these dogs in this position. But it doesn't matter, because look at this. Let's just scroll down. They're taken to the Brightside Animal Hospital in Redmond. So now this dumbass lady in Lapine that did all this shit with the dogs, now the people of Redmond, Oregon have to freaking pay for it. It's like with these dogs, we're just importing problems from one city to another city or one state to another state. Makes no sense. It's like these dogs are a Trojan horse of illness and a Trojan horse of expense that we should be giving to our children, not the dogs. So yeah, how do you guys feel about this little road trip to Oregon? Does it compare to my other road trips? We went to Colorado, we went to Iowa, and these stories are pretty much the same. States are just importing problem dogs into their state, and the price is being paid. I don't think that's a good value. I don't think that's a good price. I don't think these dogs belong in our communities.